Hey everybody, if you're watching this, I'm no longer live. So today we are getting to do a tutorial on ModPodge and the epoxy method. So we're just gonna hang tight for a few minutes, wait for some people to jump on this video. And once we get started, we'll get into it. Hey Keely. So when you jump on, say hi, and we'll get started in just a few minutes while everybody gets on. I'm gonna finish getting set up. So remember, say hi so I know you're there, and I'm gonna get everything ready. Keely, did you make any cups this weekend? Hey Lisa. Hey Remy. Okay. Poor Keely. All right, so got some people on here now. What we're gonna do is, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get this to pull up on. Here we go. Now I can see everything. Okay, so we got some people on here. So tonight we're gonna go over the absolute basic stuff for making cups, which is ModPodge method and epoxy method. These two methods are going to be your starter. So what we're going to do is 2 cups tonight. One's epoxy, one's ModPodge, just to show you guys how they work, the difference and everything. Also, just so you guys know, everything that you see on here, we're going to upload this to our YouTube channel, which is Tumbler TV, and once you see it on there, you can subscribe and get notified of new videos and stuff that's going to go on there. So, hey Brittany. So here's how we're going to do this. I've prepped 2 cups, and we're going to start with the ModPodge method because this way, if we have to do a second coat, we'll have time for that. So I'm going to open up my ModPodge I'm using is just a matte ModPodge. It's what I always use. And hey, all right, so I always pour my ModPodge into cups just because that way I'm not wasting ModPodge, and that way if glitter gets in it, it's no big deal. All right, goodness. And I'm known for spilling my ModPodge. This will be fun. Hopefully I don't. Okay, so tonight we're doing so right now we're gonna do ModPodge first. With the ModPodge method, we will be doing, oh my gosh, I just lost. I couldn't figure out my cup. So the first cup we're gonna do is not this one. It's gonna be blue. It's gonna have 2 different Glitter Chimp colors. Ouch. For those of you who don't know, I own Glitter Chimp. So we're doing 30 ounce. These are Ozark cups tonight. Hey Marilyn. So got it's like a teal blue. For those of you that would like to know the color, it is Krylon color Surf in a matte. It's just a blue. Because for this cup, we're going to be doing 2 different colors. We're using Glitter Chimp's Hummingbird Ultrafine, brand new color, as well as this color I've been dying to use, which is Dump Cup, which is a really cool mix. Hey Tiffany. That we're going to do at the bottom. So we're going to do like a little ombre of Ultrafine to Chunky on this cup using ModPodge. And just so you guys can see the difference, a lot of people, you're going to pick which kind you like better as far as methods. I did some cups last night to prep for this, so, whoa, wrong one. This cup here was done ModPodge method. For those of you that can see, this is our holographic Hello Tiffany's color. It's going to give you just a lot of sparkle, and it's going to look real pretty. So I have my base coat on the cup, and I'm doing the 2 colors, Hummingbird and Dump Cup on this one. The reason you base coat, for those of you that are brand new beginning in this, is because if you don't base coat, the color of the glitter can change. This cup is for a customer. It's for a Texans cup. So this is going to have a white base on it. And just to show you guys, I made the exact same cup using the same glitter. This one does not have a base coat. This is just strictly on stainless steel. These are Hog cups. So this is, so you guys can see the difference if you do or don't base coat. The glitter on the top of these cups is Glitter Chimp's Moon Dust mixed with Ice Queen. So this is why you base coat, because otherwise you end up with not the right color as far as what you're going for. So what we're gonna do, hi Nicole, is start with this cup. I'm gonna switch poles. All right, so this, I'm gonna keep the camera facing this way for this because I can kind of see a little better. So I'm gonna try to do this from about here. Actually, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna put it on the turner, just because then that way it's a little easier and I'm not having to hold it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera down. Hey Valerie, and y'all can see cup on there. Kiki, I don't spray paint all my cups. Sometimes I do keep them just in the stainless, but for these two cups, I did spray paint them with a base coat. Okay, so I have my Mod Podge and my brush. I did already level my turner, so for those of you that can see the cardboard sitting underneath, it's level, because my table is not the most level thing right now with it at this angle. So, hey Kathy, I'm in Texas. I don't know where Double Oak is. Yes, Boomer Sooner. I am wearing my Oklahomas. All right, so you're just gonna start just putting the Mod Podge on. And it'll dry clear, so if you have any missed spaces, don't worry about it. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. That's my heater, one of them. All right. Okay, what color do you normally use? Kristen, normally I actually use a white base coat because it does give it the more, I guess it's kind of, I would call it the true color of what the glitter is supposed to look like. Otherwise, I will match the base coat to whatever the glitter is I'm using. But 90% of the time, I base coat with white. And that's just my personal preference. Some people prefer to make everything match. I, however, just like white. Makes it easy. Okay. Cup is base coated in Mod Podge. So now I'm going to go over it so this is Hummingbird. And I've been dying to use this color, so I'm really quite excited. So I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down to about the middle of the cup. And that's where I'm going to have the chunky come in at the bottom. I hope y'all can see this okay. And so you just start from the top, work your way down. Some people do, oh, hang on. I don't sand, you can. I just haven't had, if I use matte spray paint, so the Mod Podge will stick to the paint. But I don't usually sand them. So this is coming down here. So since I'm going to be doing the ombre with this, I'm going to start to lightly sprinkle the glitter so that it gets down towards the bottom but doesn't fully cover. And that's so this color will stick to that Mod Podge. I haven't noticed a difference really in the a difference between the Mod Podges. I always end up grabbing that one when I go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And yes, Barbara, Hummingbird is so pretty. I'm so glad I used it. Okay, so now I'm going to use Dump Cup on the bottom. And this is also, like I said, it's a new glitter. So I'm really excited to use it. And Dump Cup, for those of you who are wondering what a dump cup is, like a cup that you typically pour all your glitter in, that's left over on the plate or the paper, whatever you use. But this is one that we have made. So everybody can have their own dump cup glitter. And it's actually really pretty. So this stuff has a bunch of different like colors and stuff in it. So with the Mod Podge method, the glitter is going to stand upright, and which is totally fine. It'll give a different appearance to the glitter, which makes it more unique because since it doesn't completely lay flat. Now, typically when I do ombres with chunky, I try to not. I use it typically with the epoxy method because the glitter will lay flat. But again, that's just my preference. It doesn't matter how you want to do it. This is where it's getting messy. Stuff's bouncing everywhere. All right, so slowly just work your way through the top of the cup. Well, sorry, not the top, to the middle. So yeah, and Remy's right. Mod Podge does work better for different designs. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. For when I do these, I do prefer to do the epoxy method, but that's just because then the chunky glitter lays flat. If you want to do an ombre with two ultrafine colors, then you totally can do just Mod Podge and it'll work just fine. Gotta get the bottom. And I will, so with Mod Podge, you do have a shorter work time, but it's no big deal because you can always go back over it and do a second layer of Mod Podge and then glitter to finish covering the cup if you would like to. All right, so I have some holes in here. I'm gonna kind of go over it a little bit, very lightly. Probably should switch paper. And this is just to fill in some of the holes that are in the middle because the excess glitter will just fall off. All right. Ooh, it's gonna squeak. Yay. Okay, so that is Mod Podge. There are holes down here in the bottom, so while this is spinning, and it'll dry by the time they finish the epoxy one, and then we will switch to, we'll do another coat just to get it really covered and get back to that one. So that is a terrible squeaking sound. Okay. Let me get this put back in here. Okay, so I'm going to pour this back in here. All right, so now we're going to, really? Okay. If it starts squeaking, I'm going to move it to a different arm. It has started squeaking lately. My cup turner has. Okay, so next, we're going to show you guys the epoxy method for applying glitter. Now, when I showed you guys before, I'm going to turn this back up for just a second. I feel weird talking to my, yay. Okay. So, well, this is screaming at me. That's gonna bother me. Hey, Heather. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. I'm just gonna switch this to a different arm. This one's been squeaking. All right, hold on. Move this to there. That's better. Hey, Wanda. All right. Now that I've moved that, live video is so much fun. Okay, so when you do epoxy method, the glitter is gonna lay flat. You do have more work time with it, so with the chunky glitter, it's easier to, you know, pat it down so that it lays completely flat. My cup turner doesn't like me tonight. So this cup is done same glitter as the one that I showed you before. So this here is, they're both Hello Tiffany. This is the one that's, okay, fine. The one that's like this, in this hand, is ModPodge method. So if you notice, the sparkle is kind of everywhere. There's no real set pattern to it. It's gonna drive me nuts. This is epoxy method with the ultrafine glitter, and instead you end up with these really nice, it's got a really nice holographic look. They're both holographic glitter, but one lays flat and one doesn't. And that's why I like ModPodge method, the epoxy method over ModPodge, just because with different types of things, it gives you a different look. And no, Brittany, this is Hello Tiffany's. I couldn't find my beaches the other night, last night when I was making these. So yeah, so epoxy method is what works the best to me, with especially like holographic colors, and also with the chunkier glitter, just because it'll lay flat for you. My cup turner is gonna make me angry. I can already tell. It's gonna be squeaky tonight. But that's okay. All right, so now we're gonna do the epoxy method with 2 glitters, and it's gonna be the same kind, where it's gonna be the ultra fine and the chunky. I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, then I can't sit down. So let me see, Kiki, if you put a decal. For these 2 designs, I would put another coat of epoxy on them. Like for the ModPodge one, you definitely are gonna have to put epoxy on it before you can put a decal on it, which is fine. That's how that, sometimes that's how it has to be done. And with the epoxy method, the cup is gonna be, smooth, depending on how heavy the, oh, got my husband's chiming in saying I need to oil the turner. But that's fine. It'll work for now. My turner runs like 24/7. So it gets a lot of workout in. Okay. So, right. Now I got this on there, turner right. If you're getting the rough edges on the bottom here, what's happening is the epoxy's pulling away from the edge. This cup actually has that same thing, where the epoxy, I don't know how well, I don't know if you can even see it, but what happens is the epoxy will pull away from the edge. Typically that means that either you don't have enough epoxy on the cup, or there's an oil. Your hands can put oil on there and different things. Just a lot of different things can actually make it pull, but most likely it's your turner wasn't level. I actually I use a level on mine every time I use it, just to double check that it is level. Okay, so I'm gonna get my epoxy stirring so everybody can see what I use, because this is what everybody always asks. I use FX epoxy. I've used Alumilite. I've Not tried Pro-Marine ever. I hear great things though. Everybody has their own personal preference to what epoxy they want to use. I mean, it literally just depends on what you guys want. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my pump to work. So it's just personal preference. I use FX for those of you who are wondering, just because for me, I live near Houston and it is humid, like crazy humid here. And this stuff works, to me, it seems to work better. I have used Alumilite. I stopped using it because I started to get an allergic reaction to it. So I immediately stopped using it, quit making cups for a while just to get into, like, I wanted to make sure it was out of my system. Yes, the pumps do get bubbles sometimes, but that's why I have my fancy heater to heat the bubbles out of it. And that's what I use to get the bubbles out. So 1 second, I'm gonna pump this. I'm gonna try. But I like the pumps. I buy the 1 gallon jugs because like I said, I go through a lot of epoxy. I do not epoxy, no. It's strictly, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to read at the same time. I just do either ModPodge or epoxy. It just depends, but you wouldn't do a layer of epoxy first and then ModPodge. Yes, you have to mix this epoxy. You have to mix all epoxies, even the quick dry stuff you have to mix. If you're wondering why I'm slowly sinking, it's because my pump is almost done. Hey, Nicole. So if you're 3 hours away, I don't know which direction, but that can mean a lot of different places in Texas. Dallas, Austin. All right, let me grab some gloves, and I forgot to grab a popsicle stick. I got my popsicle stick. Nicole, where do you live in Texas? It's kind of a lot of places. I did hear a rumor, though, that someone was actually making a epoxy that didn't have to be mixed, which, if that's true, oh my gosh, that would be a dream, because I spend many an hour sitting here stirring epoxy. Okay, so Dallas, San Antonio, yeah, see? Yep. Drive 3 hours any direction in the state and you're still in the state. Well, unless you live on the border. And by border, I mean any of the borders. Epoxy should not be intimidating. The very first cup I did was ModPodge, and I loved it. But then I found epoxy and found out, to me, it just seems easier. So, thanks, Brittany. Do I really? Do I Vanna White? Let me say, like this. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So with epoxy, you stir it until it's all mixed, and you won't see any more streaking in it, which is very important, because if you don't mix your epoxy properly, it won't cure. And you will actually get... Hi, Autumn. Oh, good. Laura will be here next week, from what I understand. At least I hope. Because we got to work on the subscription boxes. But yeah, so if you don't mix your epoxy properly, you will get streaking. The epoxy will not cure properly. It'll always constantly feel tacky. And it doesn't matter if you've been doing this for years or you're new at this. Eventually you will do it where you don't mix it right. Even myself, I actually did a cup the other day, and it had one little tiny spot that was still a little tacky. So it happens to all of us. All right, so I'm gonna let that heat up. I heat my epoxy with a little table heater, This is my heater. It has epoxy stuck to it because it fell on a cup. But this thing heats epoxy like crazy fast and gets all the bubbles out. Okay. So, all right. So for this cup, we're using 2 different colors from what we did before. Hey, Sarah. So due to the suggestions from the moderators, we were using this new color called Hawt, which is a super, super bright pink, as well as one of my personal favorites, which is Pink Cadillac. And these 2 colors together look amazing. So, Kristen, this is a comfort zone heater. Got it on Amazon, plugs in, heats really well. I use it, I work in my garage, so, yeah, it's the best thing ever. And then also, for those of you wondering, behind me, this thing, right, oh, wait, hold on. Right here, this little circle thing, this is my Vornado heater, and I got it for Christmas, and that thing will heat my entire garage, which is super, super nice. Okay. These glitters can all come from glitterchimp.com, and they're all on there. All of these should be in stock. And, okay. So, ooh, there's glitter all over that. Becca, all the glitter I have is Glitter Chimp because I own Glitter Chimp. So, it's all on there. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera down so we can do this next cup. Hi, Holly. Hi, Shanna. All right. Cup of epoxy, blank cup. Here you go, Vanna. And these are the 2 colors that we're going to use. I'm going to try to not knock them off the table. Okay. So this cup is just white because I know it's going to come up. This is just white flat paint. Oh, Pink Cadillac, by the way, is a color shift. So if you notice, it changes color depending on the way the light hits it. But it is gorgeous and it's chunky. All right. So you just pour on your epoxy. This is at a very weird angle for me. And I still have bubbles in my epoxy, but since this is the bottom, it doesn't really matter. Oh, did you see? I hope you post a picture of it because this is the first time I've used Hawt, so I'm really excited to try it out. Shelly, I base coated these about 30 minutes ago. Actually, the white one was base coated 2 days ago. Yeah, it's just a wait until the paint's dry. It's really cold here today, so it does take a little bit longer. I think it took like 15 minutes. So it took a little longer than normal to dry, but not like anything crazy long. Okay, I'm just trying to get this whole thing. Like I said, it's cold today. So, yeah. Just getting it coated. You're going to do a very light coat of epoxy just to completely cover the cup. All right, let's get the bottom. And you're going to want to make sure your coat is even. All right, okay, Kim, you said how much epoxy? So my pumps are 1 ounce pumps, no matter how I pump them. I typically measure, but for the video, I'm just doing, this is just 2 ounces of epoxy, which is more than I need for this cup, but there's not a bug on the cup, I promise. If you're talking about right there, it's actually a small hole in the paint where I accidentally bumped it. Or there's little flecks of glitter already on it. Yeah. This is 2 ounces of epoxy, but again, it's for this purposes, I'm not going to try to measure the epoxy, and it takes too much time for me to do the video. Otherwise, I would weigh it or would measure it out. But for this, I don't know, probably an ounce total. Okay, so I'm gonna get these off now, and yikes, and I still got epoxy on my hands. Okay, so we're gonna start with Hawt. Dora, I do have a coupon. If you use Glitter 10, that will get you 10% off your entire order. Anybody can use it. Okay, so we're gonna start with Hawt. No, unfortunately you can't save the epoxy once it's mixed. It's got about a 45-minute working time, and then it dries. Kayla, yes, I do have a military discount. If you send me a Facebook message, I will get you the information. But not everybody's military, so I'm not going to just say what it is on the video. But yes, we do offer military, law enforcement, first responders, veterans, everything. Anybody that has served their country, we discount. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Start from the top, work my way down to about the middle, and then we'll come back with with Pink Cadillac. So, oh my gosh, this color is so pretty. Okay, sorry guys. Like I said, I haven't used this yet, so I'm really excited. I know Brittany's really excited too, because she wanted to see this color. Crystal, if you message me, we will absolutely set up a discount for teachers. That sounds like a great idea. So yes, teachers, if you are a teacher, send me a message. I'll get you guys a promo code, because y'all work your asses off for, you know, nothing. So yeah, send me a message. I'll get you guys a code created for teachers, because y'all are important. Okay, so this color is amazing. Oh my gosh, yes, veteran spouses. I am a veteran spouse. My husband was in the Navy. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this color. So you're going to work your way down, just a light coat of the glitter. Oh, I love this color. Seriously, guys, I can't get over how I don't know how pretty, because I can see what it looks like on my phone, and it's gorgeous. But in person, oh my gosh, this color is amazing. I may keep this cup. So pretty. Okay. Patrice, corrections officers, I believe, would fall under law enforcement. Okay. That is Hawt. And now we're going to use my favorite color, Pink Cadillac. Jenna, this is, okay, so the top part of the cup is Hawt. H-A-W-T. Hawt. I have got to save this glitter. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we'd go with the rose gold. I think this color would look great with hummingbird. See? Hummingbird and that pink. Ooh! Yes! Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to use Pink Cadillac. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. So, starting with Pink Cadillac. Yes, Hawt. Hawt is in stock. Pink Cadillac, all of these are in stock. All right, so this is Pink Cadillac. I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way up. I can't get over how pretty that pink is. Tiffany, this is Pink Cadillac, which is a chunky color shift. my paper over. Oh, I'm so glad I picked these colors. You have to forgive me. I'm trying to look and see what I'm doing at the same time as I'm pouring. Okay. Yeah, this cup is like everything. Teresa, the website is glitterchimp.com. We also have a Facebook group, which has all of our stuff on there as well. But you have to go to www.glitterchimp.com to order. Okay, so I put the chunky glitter to here, and then I'm gonna just lightly sprinkle pink Cadillac up. I'm sorry. You guys know that meme with that guy of sprinkling salt on stuff. Same concept. Needs a little thicker here in the middle. Ashley, are you wondering who we ship with? We ship with FedEx or Postal Service. If anybody has asked and I missed it, we do ship to Canada. We can ship to FPOs, APOs, everybody. Okay. Wow, that's so pretty. Okay, I gotta get the bottom. All right, so the cool thing is, if you guys, I hope y'all can see the color shift in that, because this is one of my favorite pinks. And I'm not a very big pink fan. After this dries, yes, we can add a decal. Hold on. I've got a little hole in the edge here. These glitter jars that we have, it's 4 ounces by volume, but we ship everything that we sell is 2 ounces by weight. So sometimes you'll notice different glitters will fill the jars differently. It just depends on the type of glitter that it is. So, wow, I'm in love with this cup. I don't even know what I'm going to put on it. But it's super pretty. Okay. So, you want to, okay. Oh boy, a close up. This is how you guys make me spill things, Barbara. Okay. Yeah, I did do a tutorial on the wood grain. You can go to our YouTube channel, which is Tumbler TV, and you can see the video there. Okay, the top color is Hawt. H-A-W-T. And the pink at the bottom is pink Cadillac. All of this is by Glitter Chimp. All right, let me show you guys a close-up and hope I don't totally knock something over, because I'm kind of known for that now. Okay. If my phone falls on this cup, I'll cry. There it is. Gosh, that's so, so pretty. I'm in love with this cup. I don't know what to put on it. Y'all are going to have to tell me what I should put on this cup as far as a decal. And there's my cup turner making noises. Oop. There goes my weight. All right, and then here is Dump Cup with Hummingbird. Super pretty, but I like this one way better. I am not putting your name on it, Brittany. All right, so, whoa, I almost fell. Okay, let me get this fixed back to where it was. I need one of those fancy little gimbal things for cups, or for my phone. Okay, So that cup is amazing. I can't wait for it to be finished. But now you guys have seen the two different methods. The epoxy method's great because, and my phone did survive. Yay! So that's gonna dry. It's gonna take, with the current temperatures and humidity, about probably 6 hours. The bottom of the cup I just showed is Dump Cup. This color, it's a complete mix of different things. But it's called Dump Cup. Ooh. So with the epoxy method, the tumbler, when it's finished curing, I will actually be able to put a decal directly on there if I wanted to. Or you can put another coat of epoxy on it to make it, super, super smooth. It just depends on how you prefer to do it. I'll put them straight on the cup because it's going to be smooth. This cup, this one doesn't have a layer of epoxy on it yet. And I can put a decal right on there and it'll be totally fine. Amy, I leave my cups on the turner for about 6 hours during the summer, though it's probably more like 4 because epoxy loves heat. So it just depends. But for these, I'll leave them on until the morning. And then when I wake up, I'll check on them. So, the cup in my hand. Oh yeah, this is my personal cup. It's a modified swirl. Also can find that video on YouTube and in this group. But it's all on Tumbler TV on YouTube, and you can find out how to make these. We just did one a couple of nights ago, actually. Let me grab it. Now this only has one coat of epoxy on it. I have to put the decal. This is the one from the other night that we did the modified swirl with. Super love how it turned out. Sorry. Okay, the chunky glitter on the cup I just showed. On the red cup. Hold on this cup. The chunky glitter is velvet, or unless you're talking about the gold. And the gold is dragon's breath, or dragon scales, I believe. So, Dump Cup, here. It's dry, so let me... Yes, so the modified swirl cups, they kind of look funky before you put them under epoxy, and once you do, it really helps them blend. And that's why I love swirls. They just they're a little funky, like me. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is why ModPodge is nice. I can touch the cup right now. So here is Dump Cup and Hummingbird. I do have a couple little holes here that I'll have to go in and fix, but that's totally fine. Yes, you can Mod Podge with the UV glitter. It'll work just fine. The bottom of the silver cup. Silver cup. Oh! This cup. It's actually red and blue. Twizzler. These are two colors I mixed. It's Twizzler Jumbo with, I'm having a look at it, Blue Bonnet, Jumbo Holographic, and it looks like Dorothy Chunky. It's super, it's just, I made this mix just for this one cup, and yeah. So it's a mix of, that I threw together just for these cups. So it's Twizzler Holographic Jumbo, Blue Bonnet Jumbo Holographic, and Dorothy Holographic Chunky. So there you go. You would just need those three colors to make that mix. It's mostly red. Yes, that's what a Dump Cup is. This glitter is a mix that we have made. But it's one that we always have. It'll never change how it looks. It's just kind of funky. I don't know. I like it. Yes. I can put, the glitter is smooth because what happens is with the epoxy method, as the epoxy is turning, it's going to lay flat. So I can put a decal just straight on there if I wanted to, but I personally prefer to put epoxy over the top. I do sell UV glitter as well as UV shaped glitter. They're on the website. They're super quick to find. You can just look under UV and it'll pop up on the page. So, yes, after it dries, I will. The YouTube channel is called Tumbler TV. Super easy to find. We have a wood grain tutorial with just basic wood grain on there, as well as the same video does a two-tone wood grain, so you can see it where it has the two colors. We have the beginner's guide, basically, of the tools that you're going to need to start doing tumblers. Tips, tricks, everything on there. Just it's a long video, but it's worth it, as well as the modified video of the modified swirls, which is this tumbler, because I don't do swirls very well, so I make mine easier. Which a swirl is easy too. I'm just not a pro at them. But also we'll be uploading this same video to Tumbler TV for everybody to see later. And yeah, it'll be great. Cannot find the pink. Hawt is on there. It's under, if you go under the new colors, Hawt will be there. And Lauren Gold Digger. Okay, so we'll be like very fully restocked by Tuesday, Wednesday. We have like a bunch of glitter coming in the next couple days. But if you're looking for Gold Digger in chunky, I have some that I can add to the site. I just haven't had time to add it yet. Sorry, but it will be. It'll be on there soon. So, Tina, yes, you can sand. You don't want to sand after. If you do the epoxy method, you won't sand this because the direct thing you're sanding is glitter. So you're going to want to put another coat of epoxy on it and then you can sand it. But I only sand if needed. The mermaid file, I'm not sure. Remy is the one, I believe Remy's the one that uploaded the mermaid file. She would know. I believe she uses a Cricut, but I think she uploaded an SVG. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah. So, okay, so the tumblers again. So the teal blue, well, it's not teal. It's a dark, it's like an oceany color, but it's called Hummingbird. And Dump Cup are used on the epoxy, or the ModPodge one method cup. And Hawt and Pink Cadillac are on this bright pink cup. And these are what I used for tonight's cups. I can't wait for these to be dry so I can take pictures and post them for you guys. But I will post which colors we're using the cups tonight. I'm going to have to figure out what to put on this pink cup and that hummingbird cup because I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do with the cups either. Maybe I should give them away. The YouTube channel is called Tumbler TV. It's up there now. You can subscribe and you'll get notified whenever new content's uploaded and stuff. So, yep, and if you guys are watching, you can use the code GLITTER10 and that'll get you 10% off your orders tonight. And, yep. So we've got cups done. These are going to spin. The ModPodge one I'm going to have to epoxy, but once this one's done, it'll be nice and pretty. And, yep, so you guys have a great night. And I'm going to get back to filling orders to get out for tomorrow and Tuesday. So y'all have a great night. If y'all have any questions, I'll be around. You can comment. I'll go back through and read the comments and see if I missed anybody's questions. Sorry. And we'll let you guys know, answer any questions that we can. So y'all have a great night and see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe to Tumbler TV. Bye, guys.